I stay grounded and I stay motivated by keeping in mind that whatever it is I'm going through, I've been through it before or I've been through something worse. And it makes it there's a lot of times, just throughout life where shit gets very hard and very real. And I stay grounded by remembering the things I've been through and remembering that there's the next day and there's always the next day. For me, I call them the invisible steps. And I'm not saying I'm the first one to think of it, but I call them the invisible steps. And for me, I've learned that even when I do not feel like there is hope, and when I don't feel like there is a reason to keep going and keep pushing, that there is another day and there's another feeling. There is that if I take that step, even if I don't know exactly where I'm going to land, I've always been glad when I take that step out of those places and out of that feeling. And so sometimes I just have to trust in my future self and in the future as a whole to give me a reason that I don't see in the present moment. And that's how I stay grounded. One of the most important lessons I learned was that people are just people. And what that means is that when we're kids, when we're younger, we think a lot we experience everyone as giants. And in the process, as we're growing up, people, whether they're on TV or magazines or at the dinner table, become deified and they're larger than life to us. And as you grow, and as a result, sometimes you don't really get a chance to recognize them for who they are and the beauty of them and their flaws and the beauty of their humanity and the beauty of who they became and what it took for them to even be a part of your life and a part of your experience. And so keeping in mind that we are all doing this together, that we are all just figuring it out, is something that allows me to have more gratitude for people however they show up. It allows me to be more forgiving and more understanding. It allows me to be more loving and be more open and be more accepting of people. And that's something that I will always be grateful for, is being able to meet people where they're at. The looks were cool. We did 2 shoots. The first shoot was very much sort of intended to, the first shoot was really about me bringing things into the project that were really special to me and that represented me and represented some of the things that I take with me every day. And so I brought 2 things in. I brought in a photo of my grandma Lena. I brought in a sculpture that my mom gave me as a gift. That was a Haitian sculpture of 3 birds. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was pretty surreal to be standing amongst these pieces of my life outside of my home. Just at all, it was surreal. So the second shoot was cool. The clothes were fire. I really loved the yellow jacket because it kind of felt like it was a nod to the yellow jacket that a lot of friends of mine know I love wearing on special occasions only. And so I loved that. I loved the fit. The fit was fire. It felt like me. And when I saw the chessboard, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was very much in the spirit of kind of the way that I think and the way that I approach things sometimes. And it felt very appropriate because, something that I'll talk with people about from time to time is something that I believe in very deeply is this idea that I call look at the board. And so what look at the board means is taking a step back from whatever situation you're in, taking a moment, taking a breath, and taking that breath to give yourself perspective on the bigger picture. A lot of times I feel like we get so tunnel visioned on what we are trying to accomplish and whatever the goal is. I definitely do from time to time, get so tunnel vision on whatever it is, whatever my immediate situation is, that I'll forget, the bigger picture and what my current situation is and what my current challenge is in the scheme of that. And a lot of times when you have tunnel vision, you're so focused on your immediate situation, you lose the ability to solve it, because you don't. When you look at a chessboard, or I should say, when you're playing chess, you can be playing chess, and a lot of times you have a strategy. You're locked in on exactly how you want. You're trying to get this piece over here. You're trying to make sure that this exact move or this exact strategy plays out. And that can be very helpful, but the problem is a lot of times it can work against you. Because while you're so focused on what's happening in one area of the board, you still have all of these other places where your opponent is making a move on you and putting together their own strategies, developing their own strengths and moves against you. And so something that's worked for me very well in chess has also worked for me very well in life, which is taking a step back when I feel most engaged, when I feel when I feel most in the moment and inclined to just like dig in on whatever it is my strategy is, whether things are going well, whether things are going terrible, whether it feels like I'm about to win the game, or it feels like I'm totally lost and I have no idea what to do next, is to stop and to take a step back and look at the board, and look at the board in the game, and look at the board of my life, and the things that I'm missing and that I have just missed by being so focused and so tunnel vision. And it's helped me a lot. And so it was a beautiful thing to see the chessboard when I came into the shoot, because it harkened back to that for me. It harkened back to this idea of giving yourself the space to gain perspective. And I appreciated that a lot. And it definitely made me smile.